Hey guys, awkward angle. How are you guys? And I'm back with another video. Ignore a pimple I got on my nose, which sucks. But yeah, the Austrian Grand Prix. Let's do just a quick 5-minute. I'm here in Miami, by the way. I moved from Colombia to Miami. Next video, I haven't made a video because of that, all that shit. And all right. Winner, Max Verstappen. Second, Bottas. Third, Norris. So let's just go for the ratings real quick. Verstappen had a great race, was in control at all times, didn't look worried once. He was in full control. Just like the last Grand Prix, he just dominated. Bottas improved. He did pretty good. Oh, sorry, Verstappen gets a 10. You just can't give him anything else. Bottas, I'm gonna give him a 7.5. He did what he had to do. He was there or thereabouts. He beat Hamilton, but it was because he got damaged. But overall, to get second place, it's just pretty much what he needs to do. What he really needs to do is to beat Checo, and that's what he did. So I'll give him I think it was 7.5. Good performance. Norris, I give him an 8. I'll give him a 9. Best of the midfield, probably the driver of the year so far. Probably apart from Verstappen, only driver to get points in every single race, completely dominating his teammate, dominating the midfield. You just know he's racing to get P4, P5 every single race. And he got podium, so perfect. I'll give him a 9.5 actually. 9.5 for Norris. Hamilton, I'll give him probably a 7. He got damaged. It was his fault. However, he did good with damage. He only lost 2 positions, to be fair. If it wasn't for that, he was in second place the entire race. Didn't really look under threat from Bottas or him. Norris was battling him for a bit, but if it was to finish, he would have got second place. So I'll probably give him a 7 because he wasn't even threatening Verstappen at almost any point of the race. So that's for him. 5th is gonna be Carlos Sainz. Great performance, qualified P11, I think it was. Great drive, absolutely. Went up the field, overtaking galore. Good strategy by Ferrari as well. Beat his teammate, overtook Ricciardo when he had to. And with Checo Perez getting the 10-second penalty, he went up. He went up, and he got about 7/10. He got into that bracket. So 5th place, good for Ferrari. However, they did lose points because Norris got a podium, and with I think they were down by 6 points, down 6 points to McLaren, because with 5th and 7th wasn't 5th and 8th wasn't enough. 6th, Checo Perez. I'll give Carlos Sainz a 7, by the way. I'll give him an 8.5. Checo, I'll give him a 6. Again, great recovery drive, great qualifying, but you don't need a great recovery drive. It was his fault to move the outside on the gravel as well. He shouldn't have made that move around there, and he did the same thing to Charles Leclerc twice. And I personally don't think the last one was a penalty, but either way, he would have gotten 5th place. So if he only got that 5-second penalty. So again, he lost to Bottas. It wasn't if this was Albon, he probably would have gotten a 10th or 11th with all the stuff that happened. So it's not terrible, but we expect more from Checo. 7th, Daniel Ricciardo. It's tough. He qualified. It was a good drive. P13 to 7th, but he did start P13, and his teammate got a podium. So that's where we get into the little issues. We're it was a good drive, but he's still getting dominated by his teammate. He's not even close to his teammate, but it was a good drive nevertheless. I'll give him a 6.5. Just because the quality was terrible, but it was a good drive, so 6.5, a bit above average, but not even close to an average Danny Rick performance, to be honest. Charles Leclerc, again, it's hard with Charles Leclerc because you could say he got finished by those incidents with Checo, but by the first time you should know, hey, maybe this isn't a good overtaking place, and he did it twice. However, the stewards did award him those 5-second penalties to Checo, so they say it wasn't his fault. But when he was after Danny Rick, he couldn't really overtake him, so Carlos Sainz was the faster of the two. I'll give him a 7. 7, not bad. He started P12, so it was a decent performance. P8, no, P9 was Gasly. Very good qualifying again, but it's kind of getting into a habit where Gasly is qualifying well, and then he's not making the most out of the races. So I'd give him like a 7. It was a good recovery because their strategy was god awful. That's what I was trying to say. Very bad strategy. Again, completely dominating his teammate Yuki Tsunoda in P12. Good race from Pierre Gasly, although he would be disappointed. He did start P6. He was pretty much nowhere at the end, although he was catching up to Charles Leclerc, but again, not enough. P10, Fernando Alonso, really good drive for Fernando Alonso. I'd give him an 8. He started P14, I think it was. P14, I think it was P14. So it was a good recovery drive. All of us wanted George Russell to defend it, but you know, he even said, he's like, oh, when I saw it was P10 and it was George, I hoped it was anybody else. So he obviously has like a good respect for George Russell. But yeah, it had to be done. He got that point, dominated his teammate, like I keep saying, Esteban Ocon. Nowhere in qualifying. P17, I think it was. God awful. You can't be going out in Q1. So, especially after that new contract. Again, the DNF wasn't his fault, but I have to give him a 0 because terrible qualifying and he only did 3 corners. Nothing I can really say about that. So 8 to Fernando Alonso, 0 for Esteban Ocon. George Russell, I give him a 9. His teammates in 16th, I think it was around thereabouts in 16th. Kind of disappointed with Latifi. I kind of expect more from him. I know like a lot of people like don't rate him as a driver. I rate Nicholas because last season he had really good performances. Imola, Monza were really good performances from him. So I expected a lot more from him, especially since George Russell was into Q3, sorry, and he did well in the race. He was in the points probably, I think, for like pretty much like 90% of the race. So disappointed for Russell not to get that point, but it'll come. I feel like it'll come. 12 was Yuki Tsunoda, rookie mistakes, crossing the pit line, the pit lane line twice, got a 10-second penalty in total. Very bad mistakes. I don't think with that 10-second he would even be in the points. Pierre Gasly was ahead of him all race. He was never even like in contention for points, kind of. I'll give him a 5.5. Not a good race from Yuki. Stroll, my favorite driver. This is a controversial opinion because it was pretty much all the strategy's fault. Strategy fault. I don't know why I can't say the word fault. They were in P7 and P8 for like the first like 15 laps. For the first stint, they were in P7. They were good and well off in the points, Stroll and Vettel. But their strategy. Why am I saying strategy? Their strategy was just not there at all. I think it was from soft to hards, which is I don't know what they were doing. They weren't even in points after a while. They got overcut by pretty much everybody that was behind them. Terrible strategy. Lance Stroll, I think he got some damage as well, so he looked pretty slow. Vettel overtook him. He was behind Vettel most of the race. Not a good race from Lance, but it wasn't really his fault. I'll give him probably it wasn't average before. It was 5.5 and 5.5 for Vettel as well. He was ahead of his teammate, but Stroll did have damage. And it wasn't like he was even looking for points either. So it was bad performance, bad strategy from Aston Martin. Terrible from them. Giovinazzi next. Just a 5.5 again. Nowhere near the points. Not really looking in contention. Kimi was looking good. He was looking good for points. However, that crash was completely his fault with Vettel. So he deserves all the blame for that. I don't know why he was yelling at his engineer. That was completely his fault. So I'll give him a 5 just for that crash. Mick and Mazepin, I'll just give them I'll give Mick a 6 and Mazepin a 5.5 because he got trounced by his teammate. I think he lost by like 20 seconds to him in a very short lap. So, and Mick, you know, he's doing the best he can in that car, so I can't really blame him for that. So I'll just give him an average 6. So yeah, those are my rankings. Quick 10-minute video of the Austrian Grand Prix. not the best ones that we saw. Stream was pretty bad. This was a bit better, but again, not too good. And yeah, off to Silverstone next. Very excited for that race. We'll see. Aston Martin didn't do too well there last year. I think we got like our racing point in the first race. I think we just got outside of the points. The second one we did pretty good. So we'll see what Aston can do. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm back and off to Silverstone. Sorry.